Welcome. My name is Peter Strong and I provide online therapy for generalized anxiety disorder as well as other anxiety disorders. And this online therapy service is available via Skype worldwide. All you need is a good internet connection and PayPal to make secure online payments for your sessions, and you can schedule online therapy for your anxiety with me. The approach that I use is called Mindfulness Therapy, which is very, very effective indeed for working with anxiety and particularly working with the incessant worrying and catastrophizing um, and repetitive thoughts that constitute generalized anxiety disorder. So the real problem here is that we tend to become lost in these thoughts. We become identified with the anxiety, and that causes us to become controlled by these thoughts. And they tend to proliferate and feed that underlying anxiety. Now, mindfulness therapy and the training that I will give you during our online therapy sessions will teach you how to change your relationship to your thoughts so that you can regain control. This is the most important thing to understand. It's not the thoughts themselves that cause anxiety, it's your relationship to those thoughts. And when we have an anxiety disorder, like generalized anxiety disorder, we tend to become blindly identified with these thoughts. But with mindfulness training, you will learn to re-establish yourself as the observer of these thoughts instead of becoming swept away by them. When you can establish an objective relationship with thoughts, then you basically stop that process that feeds the anxiety and feeds the proliferation of more worry thoughts or intrusive thoughts. So we do this by actually learning how to apply mindfulness meditation to meditate on our thoughts and the underlying anxiety that's fueling those thoughts. We don't try to stop the thoughts, we don't try to make them go away, we don't argue with them, and it doesn't matter whether the thoughts are rational or irrational, it doesn't matter what the thought is. All that matters is to change the relationship that you have so that you can see these thoughts but not be affected by them. And one of the best ways is to actually invite those worry thoughts or intrusive thoughts into the mind, but with the express purpose of learning how to develop this mindfulness-based relationship with those thoughts. So thoughts by themselves are not the problem, it's our relationship to them that is the problem. When you have an objective relationship, then the thoughts become really no different than any other objects that arise and pass away in our field of consciousness. But when you become identified with the thoughts, then that prevents them from resolving themselves, and they tend to persist and proliferate because of that identification. With using mindfulness and practicing the methods that I will teach you, you can expect to see significant reduction in the intensity of your anxiety episodes within usually 3 to 4 weeks. I meet with you once a week and we learn how to apply mindfulness to work with intrusive thoughts during the session, and we refine that process in each subsequent session, until you have the tools to actually apply yourself to neutralize the reactive thinking and prevent the anxiety from feeding, essentially. There are some other techniques we teach as well that work extremely well for all kinds of anxiety disorders. And I will teach you those as well during our online therapy sessions. So if you are looking to make real changes and you prefer not to rely on medications, which of course do nothing to change the underlying psychological habit that creates anxiety, do please contact me and we can schedule a therapy session at a time that works for the both of us. Thank you.